Hi and welcome to another episode of Apex Race. In this episode I would like to show you this Mercedes Benz A-Class. As always, we will check out a little bit the exterior, then I will show you the interior, and then we will take a test drive. What do you think about the A-Class? Have you some experience it yourself? How do you like it to compare it with other cars? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Have fun and enjoy! The new A-Class is looking really sporty, and I mean through this star design grille, as Mercedes calls it, like one spoke here and the others like stars. Also no hood ornament anymore, just this sign. So the whole front, the light, it's really edgy and it delivers a very sporty touch to the A-Class. Also the nose. Remember, like through all the generations the A-Class did, the first A-Class, like this in a sandwich design. You can check out also one of my reviews of the first A-Class. It really appeared to a compact car like a Golf, not only more like this small SUV as the first A-Classes have been. So I think the side of the A-Class is a little bit controversial. We have this very sporty edge front, also this edge which is going through all the car from the side, but then on the back is rounding up, and also this big C-pillar which indicates that it's really compact. Actually, from a driver's perspective, I don't like this small windows. You're feeling like inside you don't see so much outside, and you have like this compact feeling, but more about that later. What I like personally is that segment here. It looks like you have a spoiler, but overall nothing like dramatic on the design of the A-Class. The back of the A-Class, I have to say, it combines again the front, the sporty front. You see that also in the back. I have to imagine that it's like really bulky, I would say really tough, like mean a little bit, because you have this big wide bumper, and also the lights are like edgy and sporty. So I have the feeling in the front and in the back the A-Class is looking really sporty. At the side, I don't know. What your thoughts about that? Let me know.
The engine of the Mercedes Benz A220 has a 2-liter displacement, produces 140 kilowatts, means 190 horsepower and 350 Newton meters. The average fuel consumption is 7 liters on 100 kilometers.
Let's check out the interior of the A-Class. You have a very compact and sporty like feeling you got, I think, because of the windows on the side. I mean, from the dimensions, I think like between BMW 1 Series, Golf 8 and the A-Class, I think dimension wise it's not a big difference, but like, I mean, we have a lot of headspace here, but actually the windows are quite smaller. So I think because of that you have the feeling you're like more compact in the car, like actually it's smaller than it really is. Everything is like black, then we have like this high gloss plastic black, and then additionally we have from the left through the dashboard to the right side this application with, I would say it should look like carbon fiber, but I'm not sure, but I would say in that direction, maybe aluminium. And on the left side we have power windows, we have power mirrors, unlock and the lock button, and then we have also heated seats which we can steer through this button here on the top. Actually, what you don't see when the door is closed, this really nice design of a door handle and the grip. I liked it personally a lot. And then we have below that some storage department for like bottles or like other stuff. Then of course we have speakers on that side. So let's go like a little bit above. We have steering for the lights, release of the parking brake, which is electrical, and then our fog lights in the back. And then here above we have the ventilation. I personally like the new ventilation which all Mercedes now have. It looks like a little bit like a jet engine. Then in the front we have this big display. actually there are like two displays. We can steer the left one through the steering wheel and the right one we can steer through the steering wheel, but also in the middle here through this touchpad. So let's go to the steering wheel. We have on the column itself, we have on the left side, typically Mercedes, we have a multifunctional lever. We can steer the wipers with that and also the indicators and the light. On the right side we have our automatic gearbox. We can switch in which drive mode we would like to drive. I like that personally in the steering column more than in the middle, because in the middle it takes a lot of room. In the steering wheel itself, it's a multifunctional steering wheel. We have some pedals for like sportiness. We can shift the gears up and down, and then on the left side, as mentioned, we can steer the left monitor and the cruise control. On the right side we can steer the right monitor, a little bit of multimedia with the volume up and down, and also picking up phone calls, or steer also the voice control. Of course you can also adjust the steering wheel. It has no automatic adjustment, but like this manual thing, and then you can move it up and down. Also you can move it towards you and a little bit back, so quite nice. Then on the right side we have our start-stop engine and the automatic stop function. We can turn that off. Then we have this free jet engine ventilation, and then below we have our climate control with AC, with the hazard lights, with the ventilation for the front and for the rear window. Then below we have a quite big storage department which is not covered. Below that, on the bottom, we have some rubber, so if you're putting like your keys in or something different and you're like driving fast corners, it will not move around and make unpretty noises. So Mercedes thought about that with this rubber. Then on the left side we have a USB-C port, and I think Mercedes is one of the only producers I know that it's actually a real USB-C. So no USB like 2.0, but like really a USB-C connection. And I saw not many cables for that. I don't know how common that is in your countries, that you only USB-C. I would like to know it, like let me know that, how popular USB-C ports are in your countries. On the right side we have the 12 volt access, like standard common. Then we have some cup holders. We can push on a button and then the holder is flipping out, and funny little detail, there's like a signal which button is for which cup holder. Of course we have some aluminium application also into that, so a nice detail. Then we have our command central here. We can steer with this touchpad the main display, I would say, and we have on the right and on the left some quick short buttons. On the right the passenger can steer the volume, turn it off and turn it on. Then we have a short button for the navigation, for the radio and for the telephone for the passenger. And on the left side the driver can switch between the modes, like comfy, sport, economic, and like an individual mode, which is like steering the whole engine, gearing and suspension, stuff like that. Then you can turn on and off the camera, the parking camera. The picture is really sharp, really high definition, detailed. You can see also behind you like early incoming cars or vehicles or bikes or people or whatever. You have this panoramic view, so that's quite good and nice. And then there's like a small car, and maybe you don't know that, but behind that small button is like the assistant short key for all the assistant system this A-Class have, and this is really a lot. Then we can, with the star, you can select like your personal favorite menu. Then this thing here, actually I don't really like that. It's a rest for your hand, so you can steer that. But I mean, you're not spending so much time, but I mean, okay, the system is so deep and have so many things, so you can use, of course, this armrest. And then we have some storage here and also a USB-C port there. And actually it's going quite deep inside that, so quite funny. Our glove box, which is quite deep, it has not really many functions. Then we have also sun visors with a card holder, a mirror and some light. Also for the driver the same. We have here the steering for the light, some assistance from Mercedes, everything, and also here sunglasses, storage, and that's it. What I personally like a lot on the design of the dashboard is like you have these two steps. So one step is here and the other is there. It has no function because normally you would say, okay, this is like you can do some space here and you can rest something. But Mercedes thought, hey, we are doing just that for design, so why not? We can do it. It remembers me on like the old dashboard from Mercedes, also the ventilation from the 80s. I like that Mercedes is like keeping up the heritage. So one thing on the seats, you can also flip that like to the front and back. There are like manual seats, but nevertheless quite comfy, and you can also adjust the headrest a little bit. So that's like from the front. I would say let's check out the back seats. I would say you have the feeling when you're looking outside of the car that it's quite compact in the back seats, but actually you're not like in the seat pillar, you're more like in the front. And you can see I have quite leg room here in the front, but you're sitting very like straight up. You're not laying, the backrest is like very straight. So I think for longer drives it's not so comfortable, but on a short drive it's quite okay. I'm surprised that you have so many space in the back seats. You have also this aluminum grip, also a little bit space below in the door, but no like for bottles or something like that, you don't have so much space for it. Then the door handle, then of course power windows, but no carbon application here. That's a little bit, yeah, sad. You have like a net here for storing things. And then you have in the middle, you have no ventilation in that A-Class, but of course I think there are some with ventilation. There's something you can put in here, but actually I don't know. It's not big enough for a cell phone. Maybe cards for the children to play. And below that, you would say normally, okay, this is the ashtray and the cigarette lighter, but no, we have two USB-C ports here, and then like also what maybe was the ashtray. We don't have any armrest here, but actually we can flip the whole thing down and then we have access to the trunk. And I would say the trunk we will check out now. We can open that here, and I have to be honest, we have a lot of room in the trunk, some space here down below. I think we don't have any like practical things besides only the hooks here on the side. For me, example, like Golf is doing better. If we want to flip that up, we don't even have secure hooks or like other solutions for that, so we have to hold it with one hand. And this is, I think, yeah, other producers are doing that actually better. So I would say let's go for a quick test drive with the Mercedes A-Class. Fasten the belts, pushing the start button, and then everything goes. And then select the drive and let it roll. I have to say, like, my first impression is it's a Mercedes. You're like gliding, everything is very smooth, everything is very comfortable, but of course you have this dynamic selection. To be honest, I don't like the sport mode. I don't know, it's maybe just my personal feeling, but it doesn't serve the engine here. It's like too rough. And also I'm feeling actually a little bit unsecure when I'm in sport mode and then like hitting the pedal. We have a front wheel drive, but it's really, unsecure, I would say. It's like shaking, and I think too much like torque is going to the front wheels and it's unstabilizing the car. But maybe that's only my feeling. I mean, I'm not a pro, just my personal impression. So maybe you have a different impression, so let me know about that. The steering, we have like an adjusted steering. If you're going slower, it's moving lighter. If you're going faster, it's more stiffened. I like that. You have like a sporty, nice feeling to that. Of course, if you're changing the mode, then it's also a little bit different. The suspension, like for traveling, very smooth, just gliding, really nice. Bumpy roads are like levered out, everything fine. But like from cornering, I have too much roll, too much movement in the body for my personal taste. So if I would go to a track or so, I would like to stiffen that a little bit up. So I'm feeling it's like moving too much around when I'm doing a little bit of cornering. For the brakings, I have to say, I personally would like to see like bigger brakes on the car. I mean, stopping is quite okay, but they're not biting. They're like, I like it a little bit more like a quick response, feeling the braking pedal. Here it's a little bit, yeah, spongy, I would say. So you're hitting it, and then after a while something is happening. Maybe it's like this comfort mode. Let's try the sport mode. I mean, it's the same. I'm quite fine with the engine. We measured with Draggy some stats. You can check out the POV video on that, also without no talking, no bullshitting from me. So you can check out that. And also driving a little bit faster, like 230. I have the feeling it's really comfortable. It's accelerating quite okay. Also doing high speeds quite okay, but it's nothing like thrilling. It's really tempted, and you can, I mean, yeah, it's getting a little bit louder, but it's nothing that, I mean, of course you have the little bit of the kick in the seat, but besides that, I mean, it's like a limousine. Yeah, it's not, of course it's not a sport car. I would like to see the AMG version of that, how that is working. But overall, I like the Mercedes a lot. It's a little bit different than a Golf 8, of course, but it's a very good car. More luxury, maybe not so practical as a Golf 8, more like a lifestyle thing, but overall, really, really nice. So guys, thank you for watching, and if you have any thoughts you would like to share with me, then leave me that in the comments, and I hope we see us in the next video. So consider to subscribe my channel, and thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope we see us in the next video, and yeah, stay healthy, have fun, and see you next time. Bye.